So YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we'll be talking about another archetype that's going to be coming out this July. So I was really expecting for Cash Tiras to be coming up, but so far the data mine for Decade said that it's going to be Traptrix is going to be coming up by next week. I searched the deck out on how it goes or how it usually played. So far, it won some regionals and it was good in most of the locals that people are using it on. So it got me interested into the deck. But first of all, we're gonna talk about the cards that's gonna be coming up next week. So this is the new Traptrix support: 1 Exe monster, 1 link, 1 trap card, 1 field spell, and 2 monsters that we can use. So typically, what I know by far is this increases the attack of your Traptrix monsters on the field. So basically it increases them by 1,000. That there's a really good buff right there. The Pingakula is a really good interruption if I'm not mistaken here. No, this is the other one, not the Pingakula. The other one was to remove 1 trap hole card from the deck to the graveyard and copy that effect. But yeah, this is a really good effect as well. It allows you to add 1 Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand. This one is quite interesting though. Set this one and activate it during your turn. Basically, you'll have an additional level 4 body on the field that you can go with Exe summon afterwards. So more plays for that or more extenders. The best thing about this is once this card is in the graveyard, you can banish this and then spell summon 1 Traptrix monster from your grave. So that is used during your opponent's turn. The Garden, by the way, I heard that this tends to break if you're going with more than 1 copy. So having just 1 copy of this is enough. Basically, you'll need this just to bring forth another normal summon to the field for a Traptrix monster. So usually they have only 1 normal summon and then they go for a Sarah. The help with the Guardian allows you to move towards more plays or more level 4 fodders in the field. So that's really insane. The Paducah and the Arachnocampa is, well, typically Arachnocampa first. So your back row will be protected for 1 destruction if ever it's going to be destroyed. Like for example, a Harpy Spitter Duster or whatsoever. And then we have Traptrix Paducah. So this card allows you to target 1 spell summon monster your opponent's control, banish it. This will be helpful during your opponent's turn with, of course, the Holotea. Holotea, banish card, spell summon Paducah to the field, and then target the spell summon monster, banish it. Really good effect right there. This can be used to search out the field spell, which is the Garden. Let's talk about the number of copies later on in YugiOh Pro. I'll be showcasing, or typically I'll be talking about the deck that I created earlier. Yeah, that is the new supports. I think we missed 2 copies here. What was that? Here. So this one here, the Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare, is a 1 additional card that you can use up against tier elements branded, even sprites, of course, if ever they're gonna summon the gigantic sprite to the field with 3,200 attack. But anywho, the effect states target 1 monster your opponent controls with 2,000 or more attack, destroy it. That's a really good destroy capability. And then if you have a whole normal trap in your graveyard, you can banish 1 monster from your opponent's graveyard. So that is a really good additional effect right there. Which of course in most cases for Traptrix, they always have a trap hole card in the graveyard. So this second effect will always prompt. The other one was Trap Tantalizing, was it? So the other one was the Trap Tantalizing Tune. So this card is really good with generic plant or insect monsters. So you can use this with the Sun Avalons if you wish. So the effect states discard 1 level 4 insect or plant monster or normal trap, draw 2 cards. So this doesn't really work with plants or insects as well. You can also use this with Labyrinth if ever need be. So normal trap, it says normal trap right here, so you can draw immediately 2 cards. Yeah, anyway, so the second effect is you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target 1 of your banished level 4 insect or plant monsters, or normal trap, place it on the bottom of the deck so it spins off those trap cards or those insect or plant. That is a really good addition to the deck if ever you'll use this. But let's see if this is going to be added into Master Duel later on. So far, those are the 2 cards that I am expected to see in the next update, but we'll never know unless Master Duel will actually add these cards. But yeah, enough about that. Let's go into the YugiOh Pro and check the deck that I was tweaking on, okay? Alright, so here we are with Edo Pro. So when I saw that Traptrix is going to be coming out by next week, so I'm not sure if it's going to be this week though, because it's usually first or second week of the month. It hasn't been coming up recently, so but possibly by next week. Anywho, so this is the deck that I've managed to like spice up a while ago. So with the help of Parallel Exceed, once Sarah is going to be summoned to the field, you go with Parallel Exceed, you summon the 2 level 4 monsters on the field, you go for an Exi summon, or you continue off with another monster that you have searched, more placed into, what you call this, Arachnocampa. I think the only downside for Arachnocampa is you'll be locked into plants and insects, I'm guessing. Typically that's not a problem because the only non-insect or non-plant monster that we have is Time Thief Redoer, which typically you can use if ever you have used the effect of Holitea, and then that way you can go with the effect or the third effect of Time Thief Redoer, which can place 1 face-up card your opponent controls to the bottom of the deck. So, or to the top of the deck, I mean, sorry. Then we'll talk about the Dionea. So people say Dionea is really good on 2 copies because 1, you'll use this during your combo. The second one is going to be used during your opponent's turn. So far, so good. Having on 1 is still beneficial, but I get what they mean by on your opponent's turn you can spell summon the Dionea and get a hold of your trap monster. So, or being trap card, I mean. So that's really good. Mermileo is the first card you can go into a Sarah and one of the starting cards that you can use actually. But since we have the new supports, I think Pudica is a really good starter as well. So having this on 3 copies is really good. At the moment, I'm just testing this deck out. So there might be some changes once this is going to be released in Master Duel. So let's hope for the best. I would agree with 3 copies of Pudica as one of their starters other than Mermileo. Also, Mantis is a really good card. Adds 1 whole trap card from your deck. So like I said a while ago, Arachnocampa is a destroy 1 protection for your back rows. Pudica has 2 effects. The second effect was quite interesting for me. We're only using Ash Blossom at the moment for this deck because they can easily get a hold of their cards, so it's not really a problem. We don't need Maxi for this deck. Trap Tantalizing Tune, a really good card. That's why I'm not even using Pot of Prosperity here because this is quite a good card to go into 2 cards as well. You know, discarding 1 card is not really a problem. 2 Called by the Graves, 1 Cross-Out Designator, of course. You can remove Cross-Out Designator. It's not really a problem. Go for a 2nd copy of Imperm if you wish. Or go for a 3rd copy of Pudica. It's up to you. It's a really good card as well against a mirror match or even some of the cards that are using Ash Blossom. And now for your trap cards, you'll have 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 3 copies of Trap Hole of Nightmare, 1 copy of Gravedigger's Trap Hole, 3 copies of Floodgate Trap Hole, 3 copies of your Holitea, and then 2 copies of your Trap Hole Nightmare. Now, things might change here in a bit after this is going to be released so that it would reflect or to even compete with the current meta nowadays with Tier Elements, Branded Bestials, or some other decks that uses their deck to its full potential. If you're going first with the deck, it really stands out. You have a ton of field presence during your opponent's turn. It's rare enough that you'll have a bad hand, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, if you're going second, it's going to be like a tougher side on your part if ever you're up against those meta decks with, of course, you're trying to set up a good board. So that is why we'll have those Kaijus, even the match, and some other cards later on. But yeah, well, we'll still tweak that once the new supports comes out. Extra deck wise, you have 2 copies of Pingakula, 1 copy of Time Thief Redoer, 2 copies of Alameros. Now you can go with 1 copy of Alameros though, and then Skyrocket another copy of Pingakula. Either way, or you can go with another copy like a Zeus or some sort. I think Zeus is an additional copy here that really works well with the deck, I would say. So yeah, we have Zeus, 2 copies of Pingakula, 1 copy of Redoer, 1 copy of Almeros, 2 copies of Rafflesia just for disruption, 3 copies of Atipus. Now, like I said earlier, this deck is just a test run, so things might change once this is going to be released in Master Duel. So we'll have to cut down most of the cards here. But anywho, at the moment we can go with 1 or 2 copies of Atipus, still really good for the deck. 2 copies of Coloria, 3 copies of Sarah. Of course, you need to max this out. This is the bread and butter of a Traptrix deck. And that is basically the Traptrix deck that I made earlier just to check the whole archetype out. Hopefully, we'll get this one by next week. Yeah, that's it for today. Keep safe, good luck. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe for more contents like this in the near future. Good night. Bye-bye.